Happy Friday. Mayor Dan Pope with a weekly update. We've had a great week. I want to look back at our council meeting from Tuesday to begin with. First of all, we continue to work on impact fees. We had another presentation with both staff and our consultants giving us more information on those, and we'll continue to work on that. We're scheduled to reopen our public hearing on that at our meeting on the 23rd, so stand by for news on that. We also approved unanimously, I might add, the downtown master plan. We've been working on that. As you recall, that was presented to us in January. We were scheduled to approve it in late March. Things changed. We've gone back to business and we've approved that. That's step one. Remember, that's the sort of the overall map. It's not exactly what we're going to do, although there are steps into what we will do. But I should say it like this. It will be over the years modified as things change, but it's, I think, a very good plan. Lots of citizen and stakeholder input and involvement in creating that, and so good news there. And then finally at our council meeting, and maybe the most important thing we did was we approved the CARES funding that's going to our community. So these are federal dollars as part of the CARES Act, the COVID-19 response dollars that flow through the city to citizens, directly to businesses and individuals. And so we've got that in 5 buckets: rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility bill assistance, child care assistance, vouchers for that, and finally micro grants to our smallest of businesses and our sole proprietors, the men and women who cut hair or who might have worked in a restaurant who have lost their job, or they may have lost their job for a while and have gone back to work, but they still were impacted. These dollars are for those people that are having trouble paying their rent. And so there's a lot of information on the city website. There's been a bunch of press about this in the last couple of days, but if you've got questions, call 311. That's the city number, and we'll get you to the right spot. Tomorrow, we've got a really cool feeding event in Lubbock. It's called the South Plains Lubbock Pop-Up Pantry. It's a number of local and regional partners. It's a really good food box that will be available to the first 2,000 cars that come through our line, and we'll be doing this in the west parking lot of Jones AT&T Stadium. So I think the food box includes beef, dairy, produce, dry foods, and the partners in this. Hillside Christian Church is running the volunteer side of it. South Plains Food Bank, Texas Tech University, and then folks like folks that you would expect: United Supermarkets, Breedlove, the Breedlove group, Benny Keith Trucking, Cactus Cares. They did this Cactus Feeders did this in Amarillo the first time. This has really grown and was their idea. Calmaine Foods, Hillmar Cheese, Larson Farms, Panhandle Milling, Sarah Farms, the Texas Cattle Feeders, Texas Tech University, the meat science folks, as well as Red Raider Meats. That's my favorite meat. And the Texas wheat producers. So I'm sure I left somebody out, but lots of partners. They all need to be called out because they're trying to help people in need. We've got a lot of folks that are in the margin. The recovery from COVID-19 is fast, but it's not fast enough for many. We need to make sure we don't lose sight of these neighbors that need our love. Finally, Lubbock has continued, I believe, to be heard with voices around how we can better provide police services going forward. In fact, I hope you took time last week to look at our response to this 8 can't wait. It's this idea that there are 8 things that police departments can do to be more responsive and certainly to not have brutality as part of what they do. In fact, I think we can say we comply with all 8 of those. We've been making changes over the last number of years that allow us to say that we're relatively progressive when it comes to that. The demonstrations are appropriate. Their voices need to be heard. They've been peaceful. That's also appropriate. Make sure you hear this from me, though. Public safety remains job one for our council. There will not be discussions in Lubbock about defunding police. We'll always work with our police force, with Lubbock Fire and Rescue, to make sure they're best serving all of our citizens, every part of town. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for your prayers. I'm thankful for your encouragement and your good ideas. I look forward to talking to you next week.